Hello and welcome to my third attempt at doing a franchise in a game. Certainly hasn't gone bad the last few times, but I feel like Madden will be a little bit easier. I can just do full games. Quarter of those, it's fine. But we're going to be playing as the Green Bay Packers. I am from Wisconsin, and while I'm not as big into football as baseball or basketball, I mean, I'm having fun playing the game, at least. So that's what really matters. And the Packers are in a new era, of course, without Aaron Rodgers. Now, this is being recorded at the start of Week 2, so Aaron Rodgers in real life is injured. However, I don't believe he is in-game, so he will still be up. No worries there, because I just think that's a little bit more fun. We're not going to be able to face him, unfortunately, but oh well. And the Packers overall are one of those teams that I find is a lot more fun than anything else, which is they're a team that's in between. They're not fully in a rebuild, they're not fully in contention, because the Packers are just, they don't really have anything that they're particularly bad at, and they don't have anything that they're particularly fantastic at. So, of course, this will be the start of the Jordan Love era. He'll be finally getting his reps as a starter. Then, of course, running back Aaron Jones, one of the better backs in the league. Top 10, according to that, as well as a superstar, so he'll be pretty good out there. And, of course, A.J. Dillon, a pretty nice backup as well as a power back. Star dev on him. Manuel Wilson, a little bit extra. A very nice young wide receiver core, thanks to Christian Watson, who is a star dev. And then Jaden Reed, the rookie, hidden dev on him. Of course, a lot of other young pieces out here in this receiver core. Tight ends, again, fairly young out here. Got a lot of them. Luke Musgrave, pretty young. He is a rookie, normal dev. Of course, the offensive line, probably one of the biggest strengths of the Packers. David Bakhtiari, still here, long-time veteran, 10 years in the league. He's pretty much always been a top-tier tackle, so he'll be pretty nice to have there. Elton Jenkins is also a pretty good interior lineman, someone who can do a little bit of everything on the line if needed. The right side of the line, not as good. John Runyon's still pretty nice. Yash Nijman, all right. Again, I'm not as familiar with football as the other ones. TJ Slayton and Devontae Wyatt and Kenny Clark. Our D-line is pretty weak. That's probably our biggest weakness out there, but we do have Kenny Clark, who is a good game wrecker up the middle. Top 10 D tackle. Very nice for him. And then at the linebacking core, Preston Smith, veteran. He's up there in age. Big contract. Lucas Van Ness, the first-round pick, I believe. He is also in that same position. Devondre Campbell, another veteran out there. Quay Walker, a good young piece in the linebacker core. Rashawn Gary, also very good out there on the edge. One of the top-tier outside linebackers, according to the game. So that's pretty nice. Secondary is also pretty good. You do have a nice three-man team with Jair Alexander, one of the best cornerbacks in the league, ranked second best, according to the game. He is also a superstar X-Factor. Shutdown, he is very, very good. And I do like my secondary play. Rasul Douglas, a bit more of a veteran. He's also there. Eric Stokes will be there for the opening day. I'm not going to play through preseason because I don't find it too interesting in preseason. Of course, Darnell Savage, also pretty good. And then our strong safety positions, not the best. Anders Carlson, a nice pickup as a kicker. And then our punter also exists. Of course, we do have another second-round pick coming in. This is from the Aaron Rodgers trade, so that will be nice. And now to go over some settings and whatnot. So, what I'm doing is I have a number of Operation Sports Forum slider sets that I am using. First one I will go over is probably the more, I guess more important one, is the XP sliders. I am using Funky Corm's Madden 24 XP sliders, just using them pretty much exactly how, well, not pretty much exactly how he does have it, so that will be pretty nice. So that'll help us with development throughout the league. Gameplay sliders I am using Kane's 21 sliders. They look real weird, but I've been playing with this on my own time using Octagonal Gaming's expansion stuff. And actually I want to lower that, I think, to 55, I want to say. And I think all of these have to be boosted up by 1. Let me double check. I think that penalties they're all 95. And I'll figure out the penalty stuff later. I've been pretty happy with all the stuff on penalties with that. But have all of that. So Kane's 21 on Operation Sports. Then the auto subs. I will be using those because I am not too into the micromanagement. Shoot, I have not gotten these in. I'll be using Flasco's auto sub settings, so that won't be an issue there. I do like these. I might want to get a little bit lower, because I don't really know how it works in the NFL, but like you'll have running back in for a few plays and then they'll be out for just one play, and then I'm not sure if that's usually the case. Again, I honestly am only like just starting to properly get into football. I don't know. It's a sport that's never appealed to me quite as much, but still, it's a good game to have as a series, so I'll be doing this. And again, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier than anything with more games, just while I actually learn how to motivate myself to do editing. And what I'll end up doing is, for games, I will be taking the ownership of the opposing team just for that game, and I'll be putting in the auto sub sliders for that, because I believe that I'm pretty sure that it makes it so that they will also use these settings, even if I am playing against them. So that'll be something in there. And then there's one more thing that I want to go over, which is draft classes. I will be using auto-generated draft classes, but there's a little bit of a twist. So, of course, they do have the draft class settings, quote-unquote, sliders. And the draft class strength. Normally set at everything is normal, which is fine. What I'm doing is I'm using Maddenite's draft class strength generator. Just default settings, and then I am rolling, default settings, go through and copy exactly. So you'll have a little bit of a zoom forward. So this first here is a pretty strong class. So you can see everything here. Probably when I do the focus scouting, I'll show off, or when it gets to week 8, I'll show off what the settings for next year's class are. And I'll also do a similar Octi thing where I'll make big blockbuster trades on the other end. So, for example, Josh Jacobs is probably going to end up getting traded in this, and it just depends on how teams are. Another thing is that for the draft classes, I'll also be using, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name. It's part of the College Football Revamped. I am using Fang's Recruit Overhaul for the names. So what I'm doing is I'm just getting I'm getting a new set of the user data from the Recruit Overhaul. I'm putting it in and just going through names. All of the, so you have a white quarterback. I'll find the first white quarterback on the Recruit Overhaul, go through that, insert name. I'm not worrying about schools and all that, just I feel like it gives better names Well, because it does give better names. Other than, you have a lot of generic things throughout. You'll get, you'll have John Smith, which, you still can get, but you don't get any of the more unique names. You don't get any juniors, you don't get any hyphenated last names. So it takes a little bit for me to do, but it's everyone who is projected to be drafted, as well as undrafted players that are 67 overall or higher. I do not know any of the development traits, and I don't really remember any. I don't remember any of the dev traits, and because I never checked any of the dev traits. I just went and changed names. And then overalls, I just know if they're over 67 overall, or were projected to be drafted. So yeah, that's just a quick overview of everything on here. And in the next episode, we will be doing our Week 1 against Dub Airs. But until then, see you guys later.